Well, in one review, he was described as simply mesmerizing.
Yes, Matthew Trevino is one of today's most sought-after young basses. He's in Omaha, head of Opera Omaha's Rigoletto. Last week, I sat down with Matthew at the Orpheum to learn about the show and his road to the stage.
Good morning.
Good morning, Mary.
How did you get interested in opera? You are a young guy, and so for you, it did start years ago.
It started years ago. It definitely wasn't the career path that I envisioned for myself in my teens, but I always loved music. So I used to play in bands. I always played guitar and lots of heavy metal and rock bands, and my brothers were all into music. So I always loved music since being very young. And it wasn't until my high school years where I had a wonderful professor who was a choir teacher. He'd heard me singing and playing around in the hallways and brought me in his office and had me sing for him. And he got a big smile and he said, "You're going to be in my choir." And from there, it just kind of, the love of classical music and of singing really hit me.
You're in Omaha now.
Yes.
Where have you performed before?
Just recently I was in Milwaukee, and before that I was in London for 3 months with the English National Opera.
And I've read about other shows all over the place, not just this one.
Yeah.
But let's talk about Rigoletto for our viewers who may be more casual opera fans. What are they in for?
Well, they're in for, actually, in my opinion, the most complete and wonderful opera that's out there. Not only does it have some of the most beautiful music ever written, but it's just a story that is so compelling and dramatic and, I mean, to die for. Literally to die for.
Brag on the cast a little bit.
Our lead character of Rigoletto is played by a wonderful Argentinian baritone named Fabian, and he's actually doing his American debut on this, and he's just incredible. And the rest of the cast, not only incredible artists, but we've all become great friends, and they're just a delight and wonderful to work for.
Who's the composer?
Giuseppe Verdi is his name, and he's written some of the most amazing masterpieces of opera.
Can you enjoy this? And as I said, a casual. A lot of people are new to it. Maybe they have a few shows under their belt. If they're not seasoned, will they still enjoy it?
Absolutely. One of the most accessible operas. I think the thing that's so wonderful about opera is that it deals with emotions and things that every person does. They're human things. And I think it's a misunderstanding in America about opera, maybe, that it's something that we don't understand because of the language barrier, but the essential thing is that it's about human emotions, about spirit, about and gorgeous music, and music that we've all heard, whether it be in commercials or in movies, maybe not on stage, but you know this music, especially in Verdi. There's some of the most famous tunes you've ever known, and you will enjoy it. It's compelling, in my opinion, as any movie that's out there. So
sometimes you'll hear performers in musicals say that each show is different night to night. There is some change. Does that happen for you in a show like this, or is it consistent?
It's absolutely, it changes. It's consistent in the fact that you know the work and you know what you're doing and you know what to expect, but the great thing about live theater is that you don't know what's going to happen. I mean, somebody might turn a different way, or maybe a prop isn't going to be there one night, and you improvise. And this is what, when you get to a seasoned sort of place in this business, you have these amazing professionals who can not only do it night after night consistently, but when something changes, they can improvise and they can do it better. Sometimes it comes out even better because the excitement is heightened with something that's different. When
you have a run the length you do here in Omaha, you get a chance to see the city and meet some of the people who live here. What have you enjoyed so far?
I love Omaha. I've never been before, and I've been pleasantly surprised. There's some great pubs and some great restaurants, and we had a wonderful tour of the zoo, actually, which I didn't know was so renowned, and we had a wonderful backstage tour, and it really was the highlight so far for all of us. All the cast got to do it, and we're still talking about it now. It's amazing. Beautiful zoo.
But then once it comes time to perform, physically, how demanding is it to do a show like this?
Extremely physically demanding, and when it really comes time to performance time next week, it'll be sleep, get the right amount of sleep, lots of water, lots of rest, and lots of focus, because it is extremely physically demanding.
And vocally
demanding.
Right?
You must keep vocal rest. Don't talk a lot. Be good to your voice. No drinking till after the show. That kind of thing.
Right. Those pubs you mentioned. You're
those
not going to
limits.
those as often.
Off limits.
I understand. Matthew, thank you for sitting down with us today.
It's been my pleasure, Mary. Thank you.